Well, hey there, my lovelies. As you can see, I'm currently in a hotel room. So today's practice is going to be focused on the things that we can do while we're traveling, because as we already know, travel can really wreak havoc on our bodies, particularly our lower back, which is what today's practice is going to be focusing on. So for today's practice, we're going to start on our backs. And again, we don't really need that much space. We don't even need a mat. We just slowly and gently get the back down onto the floor, maybe feeding the hands back or the elbows. We find our way onto the floor and we let the back relax against the floor for 3 deep breaths. That deep inhale and that deep exhale. Deep inhale and deep exhale. One more time at our own pace. And then on that next inhale, we're bringing those knees closer towards the chest. And maybe we hug them in if that works for us, and we can start to rock a little bit from side to side. And then maybe we start to draw circles with the knees, drawing circles in one direction, still remembering to keep that deep breathing going. And drawing those circles in the other direction, just waking up that lower back a little bit more. And maybe we start to draw zigzag patterns, drawing zigzags away from the body. And then we draw those zigzags in towards the body. And we might like to do that one more time, just drawing those zigzags or just letting the knees go from side to side. As we're ready, those knees will come back towards the chest, and we'll do something akin to a reverse sit-up. So with this, we're thinking of the lower belly pressing in and up so much that those knees get closer to the chest or get closer to the chin. The hands can stay on the knees, or if we would prefer, we can plug the elbows into the side. It's really our choice. So as we're ready, we can press lower belly in and up, and maybe those knees get a little closer to the chest, maybe the hips start to rise, and then we can let that relax. Doing that again, thinking of lower belly pressing in and up so much the knees get closer, maybe the hips lift, maybe they don't, and then we lower down. Doing that 3 more times, lower belly presses in and up, those knees get closer, maybe the hips lift, and then we lower. Lower belly's pressing in and up, knees get closer towards the body, and we lower. One more time we do that, just really thinking of that lower belly pressing in and up. And then we let that relax. And then maybe we hug those knees in and rock a little bit from side to side. We draw those circles with the knees. And then we draw them in the opposite direction. So as we're ready, we're going to be coming into our bridge series. We plant those feet down and they more or less go directly underneath our knees. We think of those feet pressing directly down into the mat or into the floor in this case. And we might even find as we press them down, those hips are already starting to lift a little bit. Can we think again, lower belly pressing in and up so much that that is what helps lift up those hips. So feet are pressing directly down, lower belly presses in and up, and then the hips start to lift. Being very careful not to clench up through the backside. One more deep breath here, and then we can lower down. Doing that 2 more times, pressing the feet directly down, lower belly presses in and up. Hips start to rise, being very careful not to clench up through the backside. That's going to put unnecessary pressure on the lower back. And then we let that lower down. One more time we do that, we press the feet, lower belly presses in and up. Being careful again, don't let that backside clench up. That's also going to make it harder for the core muscles to engage. And then we can lower down. We let that all relax, taking a moment here, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And again, we can hug those knees in towards the chest, maybe a little rock side to side. And then we're going to come into a series of twists, letting the first one be gentle. We're going to let those feet come back down. And we let the knees knock over towards the right. Depending on our body shape, it might be more comfortable to shift the hips towards the left, and then the knees come towards the right. Hands go wherever the hands need to go. Sometimes it's nice to keep them on the rib cage. Taking 2 more deep breaths here, that deep inhale, and the deep exhale. One more time. As we're ready, those knees are coming back up. And we find that twist on the opposite side, so we readjust the hips if we'd like to. Maybe they go over towards the left. left or towards the right as the knees come over towards the left. And we just take in a few more deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And as we're ready, those knees will come back up. And we'll come into one more set of twists, and it's really up to us to decide what type of twist we need right now. So we might need something that's a little more twist intensive. If that's the case, we can take that right leg and we let it extend along the length of the floor. We let that left knee travel 90 degrees. If we find this isn't comfortable, maybe we take that right hand and we're supporting the left knee, or maybe we're skipping this variation completely, bringing in that right knee and just letting both knees knock over to the side. One more deep breath here. And then as we're ready, those knees will come back up and we find the twist we need towards the left. So it might be the one where we extend the left leg and that right knee travels, or the right knee is supported up with that left hand. Or maybe this is not comfortable. Both knees come in. And we breathe. One more deep breath here. As we're ready, those knees will come back up to center. We can bring those knees back in towards the chest. Again, little rock side to side might be nice. We'll let those feet plant back down onto the floor. And we'll stay here for those 3 deep breaths, that deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Doing at least one more at our own pace. And knowing that we can stay here for as long as we need, repeating any of those movements, however we would need. And that is it for now. Stay balanced, my lovelies.